Over 100 journalists, bloggers, community activists, and nonprofit organizations gathered at California's first ever data camp this month in San Francisco.
It's a bar camp or an unconference type event where we just wanted to bring a lot of the different players to the table so we can all sort of meet and greet and talk about issues around data and transparency in government.
David Cohen is the founder of Spot Us, a nonprofit organization that promotes community-funded reporting.
So this is really the first of, I think, what will be a growing conversation of, the city is now sort of opening up its data, and this is our first time sort of engaging with that data in a very serious way.
Following President Obama's Open Government Initiative, San Francisco recently released over 100 downloadable datasets of government records on their website, datasf.org.
It's relatively new, and San Francisco is catching up with DC and New York. We'll get you. I think it's a good kind of friendly rivalry to see which cities can expose the most information in the public interest.
Craig Newmark, founder of Craigslist and one of the DataCamp sponsors, was encouraged by what he believes events like this can do.
The idea is to create a sense of expectation that we're going to liberate data and provide good applications that let people know what's happening with government and where the money goes.
Financial data, environmental data.
But with the downsizing of media outlets around the country, traditional news organizations lack the resources to fully capitalize on this push for transparency.
With fewer eyes and ears out there trying to get good stories, the watchdog function of our First Amendment is being let down.
Mark Katchis is the editorial director of California Watch, a newly formed project of the Center for Investigative Reporting. They aim to fill the void left by news media.
A lot of people are feeling this sense of responsibility because of the way the media landscape has changed. So citizen bloggers, community bloggers, nonprofit news organizations are now feeling empowered to try to find solutions that used to be only the area of the big, gigantic news organizations.
Do you know of other states?
California Watch, which helped organize the data camp, strives to make government more transparent and accountable.
You've got to be able to really paint a picture of these numbers, right?
And Katchis wants the data camp workshops to shed light on the issues related to working with government data.
Getting data and being able to synthesize it and make it available to the public so that they can be more informed. It's just a good goal to shoot for.
I'm Robert Rosenthal, as you just heard. I'm the executive director of the Center for Investigative Reporting. When I was an investigative reporter a long time ago, I sometimes would sit in a room and go through paper for literally days until I found the one document I needed to tie something together.
Technology and the internet have made access to data less daunting, but Katchis knows it's still not easy.
This is really going to be a primer sort of on how to use data in California, how to get it, how to work with people to get it, and then what to do with it once you've got it.
And what you're trying to do is get the agency to do the right thing here when they're holding back for some reason. Now, in some cases, it's not, no, we don't have the stuff. Sometimes it's, we've got it and we're not going to give it to you.
Because another huge issue is even when you get databases, there's often not very good documentation, so you don't know what you're looking at.
Emily Calhoun is the research director of maplight.org, one of the co-sponsors of the data camp. Her group works to uncover the links between campaign donations and legislative votes.
Definitely the biggest challenge is that we are working with several huge databases. We have millions and millions of records. Taking all of that data, this complicated database, and producing simple, easy to understand visualizations that the average person can look at and derive meaning from.
The frustrating thing about working with these public data sets is that they're so messy. It only accepts values.
Scott Hacker and Chuck Harris are one of 5 teams competing in the day-long application building contest.
To generate integers. I'm a web developer. I'm working with Scott, and you can speak more about the application.
We're looking at the data of San Francisco public trees, 64,000 of them. And we want to make it easy for people to request a tree in their neighborhood, flag trees for maintenance, visualize data by species.
Coding requires caffeine and sugar. So I will be your caffeine and sugar hookup. It's a friendly competition. It's just to build different web applications based off of some of the newly released data sets.
The contestants worked throughout the day on their applications, while at the same time sharing information and ideas.
Yours actually looks great. I think it looks nice.
We'll get the little Google API charts things. Those are sexy.
They are.
Later, the judges checked on the progress of the projects.
Disabled parking data set to give directions and then say the closest handicap parking to the destination.
Cool. Yeah. The data was a little messy, and now I'm totally voted off the island at this point, I think.
Yes, it's kind of not governmental.
What data is even available? I don't even know. Is it like water usage data?
I hope the participants leave here with more questions than when they first came. There's still a lot that needs to be figured out about what is the right direction to take this. What kinds of things can we do with this? What kinds of things shouldn't we do with this?
There's a strong identifier associated.
Jamie Taylor is one of the competition's judges.
In other ways. The types of things that I'm hoping we see are applications that bring the data sort of into the daily lives of the citizens, and the actual value or utility that I get out of the application should be sort of instantaneous.
We are almost done, and then everybody can go to a local bar. We'll look it up on Yelp and it'll be rocking.
It does feel like a platform.
At the end of the day, the judges deliberated before announcing the winners.
Number one is Scott Hacker with the tree.
It was what it was for 15 hours of work. There's a lot more that I'd like to see it do, and a little disappointed that I don't really see a clear path to it being implemented. Still, it was a really useful lesson and fun. It's always fun to hack, and we're proud.
It's a little bit of a Herculean effort to create a little bit of a movement, especially a movement around a geeky topic. But if any place could do that, it would be San Francisco. I mean, we're the capital of digital innovation.